Hi, Tracy. Let's see if this is any better. Hi, Rhonda. Is the audio better? It only takes about 30 seconds to reboot the computer, but it takes a couple minutes to reboot the modem. Hi. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just get a crazy connection, I guess. Sometimes the best thing to do is just reset everything. So that's literally what I did. I reboot the laptop and I reset the modems. In fact, the video I was streaming back there, it still hasn't unfrozen. Oh, there it goes. It just started going again. Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but it isn't just a direct connection from me to you via the internet. It's being routed all over the world uh, to get, from one place to another. And sometimes that, some little piece of the puzzle just doesn't have a good connection. Yeah, no, we're still not getting any rain here. Yeah, really all over the world. Because it just finds some kind of like zigzaggy path to get the signal to you, and it goes through one little substation somewhere that has a bad faulty connection or something like that, and that's just what happens. Okay, yeah, give me your suggestion on the corned beef. You like the shirt? I'm always afraid it's going to make me blend into the couch, and I'm going to disappear, and it's just going to look like there's this floating head in space. It's funny, while I was rebooting the computer, Nibble actually came out and was like literally right here. And it's like, you just pick the time to do that when the internet's down, don't you? The girls are running to get their tie-dye shirts. That's cool. I've been thinking that maybe the next t-shirt I do is going to be a tie-dye shirt. I'll just get white t-shirts with something printed in black on them, and then tie-dye them myself, so they'll all be like one of a kind. Oh, you're right. I forgot to turn the lights on. Yeah, let me fix that. I meant to do that earlier, but got distracted and forgot here. Okay, I'm plugged in here. I plug into the computer via one of the USB ports. I needed the USB port. So let's see, let's pick a fun pattern here. Yeah, that'll be today's pattern. What do you think? Got to keep you guys. I need to really have a checklist of all the things I need when I do a live stream because I always forget something. Yeah, it's been over 100 degrees for the last month or month and a half. I mean, we were several weeks into it when I went to that Fourth of July concert with the Commodores. Oh, Michael's on too. Hi, Michael. All right, so we got two people talking under one account, so that ought to be interesting. Yeah, you guys keep me on my toes. Make sure I don't make any mistakes. Yeah, you're right. Rice seeds might be good. The recipe specifically called for the pizza dough, so I don't know if they make rye pizza dough, but you're right. Rice seeds would probably be a good idea. Yeah, I thought about spiced mustard too. I was actually thinking about making two of those. Sorry, doing two of those. One of them that had the Thousand Island dressing in it, and then one that had something else. I was actually thinking maybe I got a bottle of Chick-fil-A dipping sauce, and I was thinking about maybe using that. And that might be pretty good. And actually, one of the times I ate it, rather than topping it with the Thousand Island like the directions said, I actually topped it with a Chick-fil-A sauce, and that was actually pretty good. Caraway seeds, that's another option, huh? Hey, Eric. Oh, I'll definitely go back to the vlog when the bridge is completed. I'm hoping that the rededication ceremony will be something I can attend. Yeah, Russian dressing would probably be good on that too. Yeah, I like this tie-dye shirt. Actually, I've got a few of them, and I kind of like the ones that do the spirals. I think those are the coolest. But this is a good one too. Russian chicken, huh? One of the things I've kind of found about the Star Wars movies, I think, is as they go along, they tend to get, not as good. I'm not really into the more recent ones. The first three, four, five, and six were good. Star Wars, Empire, and Return of the Jedi were great. All of them. It's a great trio. But it started getting a little, it started getting a little monotonous. I think when they started doing, one, two, three, and seven, eight, nine. They just completely came off the track there. I think. Yeah, food talk. Here we go again. Am I going to do Silo Screams again? Yes, definitely. I'm going to probably not do it 2 nights a week. I made myself sick last year doing that. So we'll probably go on Saturday nights. I kind of told John that last year that I probably wouldn't end up doing 2 nights every week because it's just too much. Going to work on Friday, working a 12-hour shift, then going and working that for 4 or 5 hours, coming home, getting 2 or 3 hours, going back, do another 12-hour shift, do another 4 or 5 hours at Silo Screams. It's just too much for me. I'm getting a little too old for that. The Matrix movies, the first three. I guess they're made more now, but I got the first three. I think they're pretty good. Yeah, we really got to get your hubby his own separate account here, so we can tell the difference between you. Yeah, I was with the Fazoli's. I was, surprised. I thought it was just a sit-down restaurant kind of thing. It's more of a fast food place. It's Italian fast food, but the food was pretty good. I don't know if there's more than one in Waco, but you know the one is enough. That's all I need. Oh, you have YouTube Premium. Okay, that makes things a little complicated, I guess. Okay, we get codes now, so I know who Rhonda is. Hawaiian restaurants. Trying to think where that is. In and Out. I mean, I'm trying to think where the In and Out is too. There's an In and Out along 35, I think, isn't there? I'd have to look at a map. I love In and Out. It's on the Baylor campus. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was. I thought there was one there. I actually haven't been to that one. Yeah, I probably should hit because I like In and Out. In and Out was great. That was one of my go-tos in California. And the Hawaiian restaurant. Oh, yeah. I can't even think of what that is. Yeah, I love a good burger too. Actually, it's been a while since I've had a hamburger because I've made so many things that I make more than one dose that I've still got stuff to eat. I still got a little bit of that uh, corned beef sandwich thing I made. I've still got some of the macaroni, with the sausage and chicken and tomato sauce. Still got a bunch of that. Hawaiian Brothers, huh? Interesting. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I could figure out what's in the In and Out burgers. It's usually not much of a secret. Yeah, that sausage chicken thing is really tasty. That was a good one. Steak and gravy. That sounds good. Gonna come up and visit? No, just gonna sit there and meow at me. You're up here before when the internet was down, but now you're gonna sit down there, huh? Is that how that works? Oh, those are nice worms, Logan. And I'm sure mommy loves having them in the house. You can come up, huh? Don't eat Logan's worms, okay? You know you want them. I hear they wiggle when they go down. And I've been getting more okra. As a matter of fact, yes. I have okra coming out my ears right now. So I was going to do this anyway sometime during the day. I'm going to put out a call out right now. If anyone has a good okra recipe, a recipe that has okra, some sort of, something southern, not just, basic, but like as an ingredient in something out in something. Um, I'm very much interested in hearing that because right now I have a lot of okra and I would like to do something interesting with that. So if you got something, don't just go Google something because I can do that. But if you got something that you know of that's really good, send it to me because I'd like to try that. I'd like to do something with this because the okra is coming pretty fast now. I got 4 plants out there. They're all about 6 feet tall, and each one of them is producing 1 okra a day, pretty much. So I'm getting 4 okra a day off of thing, off of these plants. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of it here. That's a big like 1 quart Ziploc baggie there. It's half full. There's probably 15 okra in there, and they're getting big too. I mean, look at that one. That one's what, 8 inches long. I was told, cut them when they get to about 3 inches or they get too tough. It's like, no, these things go from a flower to being 8 inches long in like 2 days. Well, the one thing they say with okra is they want you need to cut it quickly. They say cut it as soon as it's 3 inches long, because the longer it stays on the plant, the tougher it gets. And so they say if you want soft okra, you need to if you want the soft okra that hasn't gotten rough, you have to cut it when it really fast. Yeah, well, a stew, that was something I was thinking of, maybe gumbo recipe. I'm sure you could put okra in gumbo. I'm in the South now. I ought to start preparing some southern dishes. I'm growing okra, so I'm at least, you know, South curious. Yeah, I'm not having any problems getting rid of it. I'm sure I could, you know, find some sort of recipe that'll be really good with it. But that's sort of what I'm putting a call out for. So if anyone knows any good recipes that have okra in it, especially if it's something I can do in the instant pot. I tried Jeff's recipe a couple weeks ago of the fried okra, and it was good. Now I mixed it up a little bit. He used just salt, pepper, and cornmeal. And instead of salt and pepper, I have some habanero salt that I made about a year ago from my habanero peppers. In fact, I'm in the process of making some jalapeno salt right now, and that was good. In addition to it was nice and crispy and had a nice little bite to it. It's okay, steamed by itself, but it's kind of an odd consistency because it's kind of, and I wish there was a better word, but it's almost kind of slimy on the inside. And I can understand why it's either a love it or hate it kind of thing. There aren't any people that are just neutral on okra. Speaking of Bite was out here a little while ago. I guess he's gone back to his room. Let's see if we can coax him out here, or at least coax all your pets out. That's easy enough to get his attention. Yeah, there he is, peeking around the corner, wondering where the cat treats are. Yeah, slimy but satisfying. Exactly. The cats are almost asleep. You're welcome. That does sound actually pretty easy. Oh, come on. Really? Oh, geez. What is it? I got this printer this wireless printer, that one right there that I had for a while. And every couple of days, the company says, "Hey, we got new software for you." It's like, dude, it's a printer. I don't need daily updates. I'm happy with the thing the way it is. Well, I think it's just a matter of how you prepare it. I don't think that it has that consistency after it's cooked. The only thing I've ever done with it is, well, I steamed it and I did Jeff's recipe. And Jeff's fried okra recipe is, it isn't slimy. It's just it's like a crunchy treat. Yeah, I'll have to look at that, see if I can do that, because it's crazy. It's a printer. I mean, I don't get that many updates from Windows. How's my mom doing? My mom's doing good. I don't think she sent me a text last night. So or did she? Yeah, I guess she did. Let's see. Hot and humid there in the 90s. Doing well, getting used to the heat. Code cases are still a problem. 15 cases yet. We aren't on quarantine yet. They got fires again. Jeez. I don't miss that at all in California. You have wildfire season every year about this time. And of course, yeah, she's saying, yeah, the wind doesn't help. She says, hi to my girls. That's you, Charlotte and Logan. Love Carolyn. They're on a fire ban there, huh? Yeah. Yeah, they've got a burn ban here too. Put that over there. And it begins. Nobody's talking right now. It's funny, we always seem to get a weird little lag in conversations about 25 minutes in. Like, because I look at the clock every time that happens, like, well, is this a place I'm going to be placing an ad? It's like, no, it's a little too early for an ad. Ad goes in about 30 minutes. The neighbors fighting over the fire burn. Yeah, that's wonderful. Bluebell makes ice cream sandwiches. I didn't know that. That's probably true, Rhonda. That's what I tell people on days where you're not here. It's like, okay, the rest of you are going to pick up the slack. Rhonda's not here. You make your own ice cream. Yeah, I've thought about doing that. I don't have an ice cream maker, but That would be fun to do. Well, I think it would be pretty obvious if I was drinking this much vodka, I'd be asleep at the end of the live stream. That's just the reality. The milk was on the table next to me. I tend to not like to have the milk on the TV tray with me when I'm eating because if I'm cutting something, I end up splashing the milk out. So, if I shoot the vlog and I have the milk in there, it's because I just want it in the shot. But oftentimes I'll put it on the table next to me. You can talk for hours and hours once you have adults around. I suppose you could talk to the kids for hours and hours and hours too. It just probably wouldn't be a very deep conversation. Cold beer would. You're right. Cold beer is good with just about anything. But you're right. That would be good with corned beef in a frozen mug. So I mean, I like my beer frigid cold. I mean, if it's got little ice crystals in it, that's perfect. No, they only let you listen. So it's more of an opportunity than to be around adults that brings you out and lets you talk here because it gets you an excuse to get away from the kids, huh? You get it from their dad. The gift of gab, huh? I've always been a talker. See, I'm exactly the opposite. I'm the sit back and let everyone else carry the conversation. That's what makes this weird for me is I have to carry the conversation on some level here. Not this year. I haven't taken the rain with me. We're in drought here. I was just looking at something on Facebook right before I started. The lake is 15 feet below normal right now. Hubby says that you love the sound of your own voice. I know people like that. Explains ancient rain dances, right? Yeah, there's more of us out there, Scott. A storm the other night lasted a few minutes. That wasn't even worth it. Yeah, that's how kind of storms are here in Texas too. Uh, at least the good ones. Now, it is worth it when it rains here, even when it's just a short one, because while it may just go on for 5 or 10 minutes, we get pounded for that 5 or 10 minutes. We can get an inch or two in 5 or 10 minutes if it's a powerful enough of a storm. Oh, Ron has news. You ever saw the old man with Jeff Bridges? You're up for a promotion at work. That's cool. That was quick because you've only been working there for a short time, right? Congratulations. Burning your way up the corporate ladder. Yeah, this is a weird year weather-wise. The whole world is kind of in a weird situation this year weather-wise. Head of dairy, all right. You love the corned beef recipe. Good. Yeah, I like that one too. I got one more meal out of that, and then that's gone. But that's definitely something I'll try again. Hey, bye. Why don't you come up and visit, huh? Yeah, I was thinking that was kind of an odd thing. You don't do dairy, but you're head of the milk department, the dairy department. That's funny. All right, let's tip that up a little bit so I don't have to slouch that much. You want a belly rub? We have a request for a belly rub. You big fat slob. You listen to you wheeze. All right, back to your place. Back to your spot. Logan says it's her cat, huh? You got to feed him then, Logan. Clean up after him. Oh yeah, you can always use whatever ingredients you want. I mean, just think of it as a corned beef sandwich. What would be good on that? Charlotte says I'm here too. Yes, you are, but you're not saying anything that your mom's repeating. All right, so you're in for feeding bites. You're gonna have to come down here every night and fill up this food dish. Said she can do it. She's a big girl. Yeah, I believe she can do it. Bite would like a treat. I'm sure he would. There's a treat for Bite. You see, that's the quickest way to make Bite walk away. Give him a treat and then have him jump off the couch here. Charlotte is the quiet one. All right. Well, you're gonna have to step up, Charlotte. You got to say some really cute things that your mom repeats. My mom's doing good. It's hot there. She's dealing with the fires, and I guess COVID's starting to bounce back a little bit there. So, they're not on lockdown, but I guess they got a bunch of cases. It seems to me that this COVID thing is winding down. It's always going to be with us because it's part of our world now. But what's happening now is it's getting to the point where, we have kind of what they call herd immunity, and so it just isn't hitting us, the way it used to. What do I feed the cats? They just get dry cat food. They aren't picky as long as it's edible. I bet you I could put styrofoam in their dish and they'd eat that. I have the most unfinicky cats in the world. Is anything new happening at work? Yeah, I mean, I'm making some good impressions with upper management. So I don't want to go too much into details, but things are going very, very well. My lead is a huge supporter of me. Uh, my number one cheerleader, if you will. It's really nice to have somebody who is your boss, going the extra mile and trying to get you the recognition that they think you deserve. Yeah, I think that's what COVID's eventually going to be. It's just going to be another round of the flu. The berry bushes didn't make it. Yeah, well, that's what happens. That's always kind of been my philosophy here. We put something in the ground, see if it works. If it works, it keeps going. It gets to keep growing, and if not, we try something else. That was one of the things that didn't work. It might work better if I were to put that in my regular garden because I basically just planted it in a hole in the ground. That was really how I got my last promotion too. Is my boss said, "Hey, you really ought to apply for this." Yeah, I've never gotten a flu shot, and I got the first COVID vaccine, uh, the only COVID vaccine I've ever gotten. Basically, just because they promised, yeah, if you do that, you don't have to wear a mask anymore, and that turned out to be a lie. How's Flash doing? Flash is doing good. I don't always find her every day or every night. Came home last night, and I didn't find her last night. Haven't seen her yet today, but you know, the big concern is, if I don't find her, it's like, man, did she get out of the yard? But usually after a day or so, I see her, and the more days, that go by that, I do see her, it's like, okay, this place is pretty tortoise proof. The master why you start shopping online. Yeah, I can't really do that very much. I'm somebody that likes to hold something in my hand when I buy it, so I know I'm getting something good. Yeah, I agree. She's around somewhere. If I left the gate open, yes, she would absolutely be gone. And no, she doesn't know where the house is because she just take off walking. It happened a couple times in California. One time she actually got out in the front yard, walked down to the end of the block, made a right, and ended up in somebody's front yard in a cul-de-sac. She made it probably a couple hundred yards away from the house. Another time, I just happened to be out in the garage, and I heard somebody stop their car and said, "There's a turtle in the road." So yeah, I make it a point that I don't leave that gate open, not for a minute. If I do have to open it for some reason, I want to figure out, make sure I know where she is, and keep an eye on that gate. I don't leave the gates open unattended for any reason for that because she'll be out in a flash. That's maybe why I called her that. I'm pretty sure that is how I got her in the first place. She probably got out of somebody else's yard. They never went looking for her though. We never saw any signs or anything like that. Yeah, yeah, I get it. Don't want the girls out if you don't have a fence. No way. I mean, sometimes I buy something online. Actually, I got something online that just arrived yesterday. Let me show you. I got myself a new blender, and that was kind of I've known for a while I needed one. I was making margaritas a couple of weeks ago, and I think I talked about this. The plastic interface um, between the motor and the blade was too soft, and it broke when I was trying to crush the ice. And they have this thing, this policy at work where if you if you can, if somebody wants to recognize somebody else, they can give them a cash reward, and that reward money can build up. And there's like this online store where you can trade things in, buy your stuff using these rewards that you gotten. And I've gotten enough of those that I was able to find this on there. Like I said, I went looking for one, a couple weeks ago, didn't find one that I could really use, but I figured, as far as I'm concerned, this one's free. So whatever, we'll try and be careful with it and maybe be a little bit more delicate when crushing ice, and hopefully maybe we can make this one last a while. But this seems like it's a pretty nice blender, so we'll see what happens. It's funny, I got a message saying that the blender may be here by next Thursday, by this coming Thursday, but it actually was here last night. So they got here really, really fast. When am I going to use that blender? I don't know. I may make margaritas tonight. I tried to do that, Tracy, but the part is obsolete. They don't make the blender anymore, and so they don't make the replacement part either. So I would have much preferred to do that because the part would have been probably $5. But I don't have a porch camera, but Waco's a pretty safe place. I've not had a problem, and honestly, my porch, my front porch is pretty obscure. You don't, unless you're really literally walking along the street, there's kind of steps up to my front of my house, so cars going by aren't going to be able to see the porch very well. A little dehydrated this morning. Yeah, I don't think I've had a Cuisinart blender. I've had a couple of them. I got a Black and Decker, I think, and I don't remember what the other one is. Yep, more vodka. Yeah, I saw that thing, and I saw the video about the glitter bomb package for package thieves too. He put a camera in there to capture their embarrassment. I also saw a video of somebody put a flashbang in one. That was awesome, and it had like a motion sensor. So the second the box got picked up, it just went bang. What's my favorite margarita recipe? Any special brand of liquor? No, I just buy cheap tequila. Because it's basically like I said for margaritas, and I put a lot of it in there, and I usually mix in some frozen strawberries, and I actually crush up the ice. It actually kind of becomes like a margarita smoothie, and so I even have like smoothie straws, and I drink it that way. All right, the girls are wearing their t-shirts. That's awesome. How are they holding up, Rhonda? Oh, Tracy's checking out. Nice to see you, Tracy. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I think I was reading something today about the lake, and they were saying that we need like 11 inches of rain to bring the water back. Well, I knew that that those two shirts would be the ones that demonstrated how well those things held up over time. So I'm glad that they've held up well. Never put them in the dryer ever so that they'll last forever. That's good. Eventually they're going to outgrow them though, I guess. Lake Waco is the only real prominent lake around here. Um, let's see, I'm thinking what else is even here. I mean, we got, two rivers, the Brazos and the Bosque that come through town here. And, I can always visit that. You've seen me go visiting Cameron Park and hiking around there. And of course, that's right there on the Brazos. And that place where I went for the 4th of July thing, where I saw the Commodores, they actually call that Fourth on the Brazos. So, we got the lake and we got the two rivers. So there's plenty of water around here. They're going to do a Build-A-Bear when they're two. That's cool. Going to put the t-shirts on Build-A-Bears. That's cool. That's a great idea. I would never have thought of that. When when I got the t-shirts, I made one for my mom too, and but she didn't want it to wear. She's not a t-shirt wearer, but she wanted one that she could just hang on the wall. So that was what I did. Let me see if I can find. I have a picture of it here, I think somewhere. Let's see. Might have been something they texted to me. Let's see if we can find this here. Should be relatively easy to find because my mom doesn't send me a whole lot of pictures. Yeah, there it is. Let's see if I can get a big enough of a picture. They put it in a kind of a shadow box kind of thing for my mom, and she's got it hanging on her wall. So you know how like sometimes you'll put jerseys in a picture frame? Yeah, that's what this is. They put this in a picture frame, and they professionally hooked it up and got it in there nice and flat and all that. So that's how my mom got hers. So she's got one hanging on the wall. I've never had a problem with Lake Waco smelling. I haven't tried fishing though, so Nano rocks. All right, she'll be happy to hear that. Yeah, I've had Jose Cuervo tequila. I think that actually might be what I have. There's a worm on your floor. Awesome. No, this is an Android. Samsung Galaxy, what is it? The S10. It's an old phone. I've had it actually for a couple of years now. Never had an iPhone. There's a worm on the floor, bite. All you got to do is go to Canada to get it. No, I've never been an Apple person. My dad had an Apple IIe when I was a kid. I mean, I guess not really a kid, high school and college when I was younger. But the first computer I ever had was an IBM clone, and that's all I've ever had. That's a Windows machine. I'm speaking to you on a Windows machine. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you. There's one reason I went Android over Apple, and it's an app that I have called SkyMap. It's basically if you've ever seen Google Street View or something like that. This is Google Street View for the sky because what you can do is you can point it at anywhere in the sky and it'll tell you what you're looking at, and so you can see. That's I think that's I don't know what is that. Let me see what it is here. That's Mars and Uranus right there. So, it's really cool for kind of people who are into amateur astronomy because you can, like I said, you can just look at the sky and tell what you're looking at, and see whatever it is there. You know, if there's a bright star in the sky, you can look up and say, oh yeah, that's Jupiter or that's Mars or Venus or whatever. And it shows you, if there's like a meteor shower, it'll tell you where to look. It's a really great app. There's something similar for Apple, but it pales in comparison. I was never really a big cell phone person until the smartphones came along, because at that point, it was more like, having a little portable computer with me at all times. And I'm such a computer nerd that was more valuable. I mean, I spend more time definitely using it as a portable computer and internet source than I do for using it as a phone. The laptop still runs 98. Windows 98. Windows 98 was a great operating system. Yeah, yeah, I like Windows 98. That was the first really great Windows operating system. Bite nails all the time, but then again, he's probably hungry all the time too. I mean, you've seen how big he is, right? The girls have a cheap telescope that they use. That's great. Yeah, I mean, even simple telescopes can give you fascinating views of the moon. This that telescope right there does pretty good with even planets like Jupiter and Saturn. With Jupiter you can see Jupiter and four of its moons. Saturn you can see its rings. It does a pretty good job of the moon. It doesn't it isn't powerful enough to really see anything much beyond that. Logan uses it to watch TV at the neighbors. That's awesome. Peeping Logan, huh? Yeah, Bite's the big old boy. Hello, Sue. Yeah, Sky Map has been one of it was like I said, it was I had seen somebody had that on an Android uh, before I bought an Android, and that was really the main reason I got the Android over the Apple was that one app, and I mean it's always right there on my front page, right there in the upper right hand corner there. That's Sky Map, and that's always on my front page because that's something one I go to all the time. Yeah, I was issued one. I was issued a cell phone um, with one of the jobs I had like 3 or 4 jobs ago. I was a production manager at a company, and they issued me one because I didn't have it. And I gave it back when I left the company. And from that point on until I got to Disney and just kind of basically needed to have one, I didn't have a phone. It wasn't anything that I was really that into. I'm not somebody to sit and talk on the phone. So it wasn't really that. And I like the idea of being able to get away and just, okay, I'm not available right now. If you need me, you'll have to wait. Now I end up bringing this thing everywhere I go, just because, not because I want to be able to be contacted, but because I want to be able to, you know, have a camera with me at all times. Now that I'm a vlogger here, you never know what you might see when you're out in your travels. And so I bring the phone with me. I went to Walmart a week ago, and the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile was out front. So, you know, fortunately I had my camera with me, so you'll probably see that at some point. You'll see the little Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, and there was like a little wheel you spun for prizes. And found I won a goofy little lanyard thing that says Oscar Mayer on it. Who's my cell phone provider? Verizon. I have Verizon. What apps do I use for tracking earthquakes and storms? Well, the earthquake app is literally just called Earthquake. It's that one right there. And what I like about it is it gives me alerts, so I can set like arguments and say, you know, if there's an earthquake, above this magnitude within, certain distance of me, I want to know about it. And I also had it set up where if there's an earthquake above a certain size anywhere in the world, I know about that too. And so that's pretty cool. I actually had another one, and it stopped, another app, and it kind of stopped working. So I had to switch up to this app. And in terms of tracking storms, I use something called My Radar, uh, which is, if I've ever shown you a video like storms going on here, you know, that's been the My Radar app. That's kind of my go-to app. I also have a lightning strike app, which is kind of cool. That was something I got when I was at Disney. At one point, when I was working at Disney, I wasn't getting the hours I needed, so I kind of transferred to another department, temporarily to help them. And this was during the Christmas season, and I was helping them put the Christmas lights on what they call Small World Mall, which is the area going up to and including the Small World app, ride. And obviously, they had people like up on scissor lifts putting up the lights, and so they were very, very concerned about lightning strikes. So, they had leads and the managers out there always had this lightning strike app, and if there was any danger of storms coming, they'd take everybody off the lifts so there weren't any lightning strikes. But I got that app, and that's a pretty cool app, and I use that one a lot in conjunction with the radar when I'm watching storms come through. Yeah, the song kind of drives me crazy too. Song, a small world songs that makes you crazy. Yeah, I think that's universal. I think they even made a joke about that in The Lion King. I have a couple of friends at Disney that I'm still Facebook friends with. So yeah, but for the most part, for the most part though, I think most of the people that that were my Facebook friends at the time, I basically kind of they were Facebook friends because they were people I worked with, but I wasn't really want to I didn't really want to keep track of them afterwards. They weren't friends; they were just people I worked with. Want to hear a dirty joke? White dog falls in the mud. Yeah, well, that's true. She sold it. It is an accurate portrayal. Not going to be any bait and switch with that joke. And now you just heard it 101 times. Gosh, she's on the floor laughing. Awesome. Throw some beans into that, and it's a never-ending laugh fest at the Sear House. You gonna come up? Guess so. She laughs so hard she has tears in her eyes. That's awesome. Gotta love a girl with a sense of humor. Anywhere in the world, I don't know. I might. There's a couple places I'd like to visit just because they're interesting to me from a geological standpoint. I'd like to visit Mount Vesuvius in Italy. I know Jordan went there, and I'd also like to visit Iceland because Iceland is a very cool place there because it's the only place that I'm aware of in the world where a divergent plate boundary comes ashore. Iceland is split in half, and there's a tectonic plate right in the middle, and the island is spreading. And so it's very volcanic right down the middle of the island. I'd like to visit that. I think that'd be fascinating. Well, no Jeff Kidd so far. He usually pops in about now when he gets done with church and gets done getting his stuff. He usually checks in a little bit right before he goes to get something, get something to eat. When you start laughing, it takes a while to stop. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I figured that's what he was talking about, Nicholas. It's been a while since you showed us your butt. I think most of the places I want to visit, though, are in the United States. I want to visit national parks, and that's going to be my travel vlogs. I think. All right, Mark's checking out for a little while. Got to go make some dinner. Hope to see you again. We'll be here for I don't know a little while yet. Another 45 minutes, I guess. you know where I'm from, Rhonda. I might camp in the park if there's an opportunity to do that. I've got a tent and stuff like that. Thing is, I don't know if I would drive there or if I would fly there. I'll admit I had a blast driving to California. I'm glad I did that. I'm so glad I did that because it was really fun just going cross country like that and seeing all that, seeing the country. Because you fly over it and you don't get the same experience as you do driving through it. And ironically, most of the trip I was on what they call the historic Route 66. I saw signs all the time. Oh yeah, this is historic Route 66, and there's all sorts of great roadside attractions. I wish I'd like to just go out some point and drive and just randomly stop by at these roadside attractions to see some of these things because I wish I had stopped at some of them. Tampa, Florida, Ohio, Minnesota. I like driving because I don't have the girls in the back seat. Yeah, maybe. See if I flew to like some of the national parks or something like that, then it would be a little bit of a it'd be a little bit of an issue, bringing the tent and camping stuff and all that. So I might end up having to stay. But if I drive, I might bring a tent. I have a tent. Charlotte is a kicker. Are you a kicker, Charlotte? Do you like to kick the seat of the person in front of you? Bet you'd be a joy on an airplane too. You almost blend in with the background there. You almost can't see you, bite. Yeah, I bet you. Yeah, you're right. I bet you that is true. It's cheaper than 5 plane tickets. I get it. Oh, national parks are usually pretty safe. But see, that would be kind of a fun vlog too. Camping out and going on some hikes, and there's all sorts of things. First thing I really want to do is go visit Yellowstone. For the geology there. Yeah, I think Bite is a mini cow. I don't think he actually was a cat. I think he's a cow, like a dwarf cow or something like that. Are you a dwarf cow? You're big enough to be one. Yes, you are. Well, I think the operative word is had. I don't think they had a killer that worked there. Okay. There's pedophiles at Disneyland too, you know, but that's not the reason I don't go to Disneyland. Meowing cow. Yeah. Yeah, he's a meowing cow. I think he thinks he's a cat, but he's a cow. Aren't you? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd worry too much about it. Losing jeans, church time. Have a good day, church. Yeah, Disneyland is so expensive now. And I mean, I'm guessing you'd probably go to Disney World, and that's going to be even more expensive. All right, thanks for stopping in, Connie. Have fun with your son. Oh, I've completely given up on Disney. I don't care if they make another good movie again because I don't like the direction they're going. They've ruined the company, I think. And eventually, they're either going to have to decide whether they want to be family entertainment or if they want to be woke. And unfortunately, it's the shareholders that are going to have to make that decision. And Disney's value has gone down a lot because of the directions that they're taking. Yeah, that's cool. I do admire Disney for some things, and their involvement in the Make a Wish Foundation is a very notable thing. And I saw that happen firsthand a lot because when we would do one of the shows I did was a street show based on the cartoon Phineas and Ferb, and basically it was called the Phineas and Ferb Rockin' and Rollin' Dance Party. And I worked that show for a couple of years, and that was fun because basically we drove this goofy looking car that looked like something that Phineas and Ferb had built out to a show location. Phineas and Ferb would come out. They do a little 15-minute show or something like that. They got the kids, to dance and do, active things just to kind of, keep them entertained. And then went back, and then we drove back and, prepared for the next show. Well, a lot of times, one of our people on the team would say, "Oh, there's somebody here with a Make a Wish button," and we'd arrange little personal meet and greets with them. We'd have somebody approach them and say, "Hey, does your kid want to meet Phineas and Ferb?" And as they said, "Yeah," and they said, "Okay, follow us back to the gate. Wait at the gate, and we'll be out in just a minute." And we'd finish the show. Phineas and Ferb would get out of the car, and they come out the gate and do a little personal meet and greet with the kids. We did that a lot. That was a lot of fun. 21 hours from Waco to Yellowstone. That isn't bad. Drive for 2 days straight, 10 hours a day. I mean, I made it from California to Waco in 3 days. And when I got home, I realized I probably could have done it in two. Yeah, I didn't account for the fact that, in much of the country, including a lot of Texas, the speed limit out on the highway out in the middle of nowhere is 75. And so, you think, 500-mile day, that sounds like a lot, but 500 mile a day doing 75 miles an hour, that's 7 hours roughly. What is it? Let's see. Let's do the math here. Yeah, it's you know 6.5, almost 7 hours of traveling. That's nothing. Yeah, I agree with that. That was sort of the philosophy with Make a Wish at Disneyland too. Yeah, we wanted to make it a special day for that. Is there any haunted places? Honestly, I've been seeing a, guided tour through the Dr. Pepper museum. They claim that there's ghosts in there. I was thinking about doing it, but it's happening on bad nights, for me. But yeah, there's something else I've been thinking about doing. There's like a walking tour around here somewhere. I got to look it up, um, where they'll do a walking tour and show you some of the haunted houses in the area. That might be fun. That would be especially cool, like for Halloween. There's a ghost app for your phone. Okay. I mean, I had a blast doing that supposedly haunted house down the hill from the Manson murder house uh, with Jordan. I didn't see anything that I couldn't explain, but it was still kind of fun to be there. San Antonio is supposedly super haunted. Yeah, like I said, I've heard that there's houses here that are haunted too. It would be a fun thing to do, something to consider. You can do a haunted prison tour. That should be fun. Kingston Pen, huh? Interesting. Haunted houses are fun, especially if they're real, or at least potentially real. I don't know. I don't make any statements about ghosts and that kind of stuff, but it's still fun. Ugh, gotta get the laptop closer to me so I can focus. The glasses, I get too far away, and the glasses don't work as well anymore. Yeah, I don't doubt there maybe be a fire station to be haunted too. I'm gonna stay at a haunted hotel here, huh? That would be fun. Yeah, since I'm gonna sit back here, let's put all my stuff closer to me here so that I can reach the vodka. Yeah, I do too. I love haunted stuff. Halloween has always been one of my favorite favorite topics, favorite holidays. Of a tree that's haunted. Okay, is it haunted by another tree? Yeah, mine too. VNA. Halloween, Christmas, and Fourth of July. Those are my favorites. Ugh. Love Halloween so much more than Christmas. That's cool. Halloween's your birthday. That's awesome. I'd love having my birthday on Halloween. What costumes have I worn? I mean, I didn't do Halloween very much, except when I was really young. And so, it was kid stuff. I think I was Casper the Friendly Ghost once. I think I was Bozo the Clown one year. Yeah, Jordan had his birthday. I think it was yesterday. Big 41. The girls on a haunted corn maze. That does sound like fun. Any word on what Jordan's up to? No, I don't know where he is at the moment. We don't communicate that much like that. Oh yeah, I'm the same way with scary movies. I like watching them not because I believe that kind of stuff or I'm into that kind of stuff, but it's kind of fun to figure out how do they do that. Some of the ways they pull off some of those scenes is really amazing. Camera tricks and weird ways of editing things. I'm not a big fan of the Halloween series, but I've seen them. I think I'm more of a Freddy Krueger fan than like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees with all the Pennywise dolls you have. You can't be afraid. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I think I agree with you, John. There were too many of them. And as is always the case, the first one's the best. And then they try and cash in on it. It's like, okay, let's do an, let's instead of at a lake, let's do it at the ocean. It's like, what? Really? Give me a break. The guy who played Freddy is in Stranger Things. Huh, interesting. I always it always blew my mind. There was a mini series that was on TV, probably in the 80s or so, called V, about aliens that came to Earth that were stealing our water, and basically they were reptilian, but they had costumes that made them look like human, and so they not only wanted Earth for its water, they also wanted the people for its food, and Robert Englund was in that too. And he played an alien or one of the aliens named Willie, and so it was kind of interesting seeing because Willie, the alien, was a very timid, meek individual, and it's such a different personality, such a different character from Freddy Krueger. So that guy has amazing range in terms of what he can do. He doesn't get the credit he probably should. Yeah, I got V on DVD down there, and I pull it out every once in a while. When I did when I would paint, I basically would give it an hour or so. Basically touch it, and if it doesn't feel tacky, then you're ready for a second coat. I wouldn't go much earlier than an hour though. But it all depends on the temperature and the humidity. The paint may dry faster or slower in certain conditions than in others. So, like I said, just touch it, and if it doesn't feel tacky anymore, you're ready. You used real Northridge earthquake footage for one of the. I don't remember that. I remember Northridge earthquake though. That one was no fun. Yeah, Robert England. Robert England's an amazing actor. And to get the house sellable so you can move to Houston. All right. Oh, it's okay. It's in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Okay. I never really watched that. I kind of fizzled out on the Nightmare on Elm Street series after about five, I think, four or five. I think I got four of them on DVD down there. I think for the movie, I'll take Manhattan from the 80s. You can't find it. Huh, that's interesting. That's right. Johnny Depp was in the first Nightmare. He was Nancy's boyfriend, and he was murdered by Freddy Krueger. I think he was the first one in the movie murdered by Freddy Krueger. I remember Arthur with Dudley Moore. Yeah, he was. That was a great movie. I haven't thought about that one in a long time. Dudley Moore is just someone that just kind of vanished. You don't ever hear from him anymore. Is he even alive? I don't know. Because he was like one of the biggest actors in the world for a while there. Saw him all the time. Well, most movies, from 10, 20, 30 years ago aren't politically correct anymore. That's why I try and always go out and find a copy of some of those movies because at some point it's going to trigger somebody and they're going to try and make it disappear or they're going to try and edit it. So that's why movies that maybe I'm not even really 100% into, I still try and find a copy of it just so, because it is so politically incorrect. Yeah, Naked Gun's a perfect example. Airplane, anything with the from the Zucker Abrams Zucker team because they did all sorts of great movies. Yeah, there we go. Jeff's here. One people were wondering a little while ago where you were. And I said, well, he's probably still at church. Got to finish cleaning up everything, and then he'll probably stop here before he gets to before he goes off to lunch. He's smoking a meatloaf. Hello, Dave and Terry. How you doing? Smoke a meatloaf, huh? I just got this image of you rolling it up in papers and puffing away at it. Yeah, Rhonda made the same joke. Yeah, Airplane is great. There's so many little sight and sound gags in that movie. I love the part at the beginning where they're out in front of the airport and you got that uh, obligatory warning that's repeated over and over again. The yellow zone is for immediate loading and unloading of passengers only, no parking. Got male and female going back and forth saying that over and over again, and then the male and female start arguing with each other, and the woman says eventually, it's like, well, we all know what this is about. You think I should get an abortion? It's like it just goes off the tracks. It's really funny. Okay, he's smoking filtered meatloaf. Awesome. Yeah, Airplane is probably something I need to add to my collection too. Menthols. Menthol meatloaf. Oh, doesn't that sound yummy? Yeah, I saw Earthquake in the theaters when I was a kid. That was a scary movie. That movie gave me nightmares. I still don't like earthquakes, and partly it's probably because of that movie. Or maybe it's just I'm sensitive about the idea of, you know, quarter million cubic miles of rock just suddenly picking up and moving. Mr. Bean has his moments too. Yeah, I agree. Towering Inferno. Yeah, that's another great one. I remember I saw that one when I was a kid too. Yeah, Universal Studios in Hollywood had one too. I don't know if they still have it. It was an underground thing. The tram went underground, and all of a sudden the earthquake happens, and the road collapses from above. And a truck comes sliding down, catches on fire. It was it was a pretty good effect. Found him a gopher from Caddyshack. That's great. Brad's back to painting again. That's a good color, Jeff. It's my favorite color too. Yeah, yeah. Some movies are funny just from the time period. I think one of my favorite comedies is Revenge of the Nerds. And actually, I got a chance to meet that picture right there is a picture of me when I met Curtis Armstrong from Revenge of the Nerds. Armstrong played the character Booger. And we ran into Jordan and I ran into him at a Vincent Price Film Festival we went to a number of years ago. Yeah, more of my vodka. So I was going to paint her nails. All right. Where's Bite right now? Bite's just right behind the computer. He's looking out the window. Some big bug just flew into the window, and Bite's fascinated by that. Yeah, I've been to the Universal Studios in LA and saw the Jaws and Bates Motel. You know, we've been going to that place before it really turned into an amusement park. It's sort of an amusement park now, but it used to be just a studio tour, you know, the backlot tour, because it still is a functioning movie studio, and you drive through some of the cities and I got to drive, be in the city where the downtown area from Back to the Future, both the new ones and the old one, they're both in the same location. And I guess the future Back to the Future uh, town square area, I guess that burned down a number of years ago. Yeah, I've been following that on Facebook, Jeff. How's that going? Last I heard, it was like a couple days. They were going to let you have them. Every dog and cat I've gotten, I've has been a rescue of some sort. Yeah, I never went on the Paramount tour. I mean, it was mostly Universal Studios, and I mean, I told you that time once that I actually got to go into the back lot of Universal Studios, not the tour, but actually got invited back to the studio part of stuff and got to see Jurassic Park before Spielberg did, because we made we made the discs that were the audio soundtrack of that, and we brought the discs up to him and got to see the movie like 3 weeks before it came out. It was really cool. You go visit Doggy tomorrow. All right. Golden Lab. Golden Labs are great. I had a Golden Lab when I was a kid. He was a great dog. Most friendly, loving dog you ever knew. Yeah, I think you posted it on Facebook. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, that's him right there, right, Jeff? He looks just like the dog I had. There was a Golden Lab. Same kind of personality, short hair. He was a German Shepherd mix. So that's going to be the new kid dog. Laura is right. We haven't talked enough about food. In fact, let's get back to what I mentioned earlier. The okra plant is producing very, very well right now. And I'm putting out a call for anyone that has any good okra recipes um, to send them. And I'm going to be giving special attention to something that I can do with okra. So if you got any great recipes, I've tried Jeff's fried okra, and that turned out really well. I'm not going to do that one again because you want to see that, go watch Jeff's video. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. But um, if you got like a good gumbo recipe or something that okra would be an ingredient, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. Yeah, it'll keep for a week or so if you keep it in the fridge. But you can freeze it, and then it lasts for a long time. And I've been keeping this in the freezer. Pickled okra, that doesn't sound like a bad idea either. That's a good question, Jeff. What are you going to name the dog? Was that maybe that was on the, or does he already have a name? Let's see here. Probably already has a name, right? Amigo, that's a good name. Oh, there's another picture Jeff sent. Yeah, that's a cute dog. Look at that face. How could you not love that face? How old is he? He looks like a baby. Oops, holding the phone upside down. That's why nothing's working there. Put some peppers in there when I pickle my okra. Right now, I think instead of pickling it, though, I would like to do like some recipe that has okra as an ingredient, or gumbo, or something that's really decidedly southern. Because if I'm gonna grow okra, which is definitely a southern thing, I want to try some. I want to try something that's you know similar. That's appropriate for that. Something southern myself. You could do that on the Facebook page. Everyone post pictures of your babies, of your fur babies. I know. I always thought that was an odd term. Sounds slightly obscene. The start of a dirty joke that doesn't have the punchline. A white dog falling in the mud. Yeah, I don't know if I'll become an old Southern farmer, but I at least, I'm enjoying having a garden and getting stuff out of the garden, and I want to experiment with different things and see what comes up. Half the page will be you, maybe. I mean, you've seen my pets. You've seen Bite and Nibble many times. You've seen Flash a few times. She's on the floor again. Yep, that's true. And the pet Black Widows. I don't have any of those anymore, but Lost two doggies within 6 months of each other. That's hard. I worry about what Bite and Nibble are going to do when one of them goes, because I mean they've been with each other their entire lives. You know, I found them as babies when they were 5 weeks old. Jeff's not into spiders. Okay. Yeah, I used to keep black widow spiders in a fish tank aquarium in my living room. Just because I don't always drain the vodka before the end of the video. Yeah, I worry about what's going to happen. Like I say, especially if Bite goes first, because Nibble's such an antisocial kitty to begin with. You know, her only contact with anything else living really is her brother. See, the thing I think I found most interesting about the black widow spiders is, you know, that they're dangerous. They have poisonous venom, but I never really had any problems with them. You know, they I'd keep them in a fish tank that had just the top open, and it had just a couple of holes in the top. You know, it had a plastic plexiglass cover over the top of it. It sealed it shut, but it had holes so you could put like the filters and all that stuff into it. And never had any problems. You know, didn't it was completely it was completely open. So if the spider wanted to, they could get out. But black widow spiders, they just find a home to a little corner to pull into and build their web, and they kind of live up there. And the only time they come down is when there's food, and if there's food, they'll stay there. Yeah, I believe the brown recluse is more deadly. But I've always taken an approach that spiders are good bugs. So if I find a spider in the house, rather than hitting it with raid or trying to squish it or something like that, I usually try and capture it and just move it outside. They're good insect eaters, and we need that here. I'm freaking you out because you're super afraid of spiders. Then I got to not show you the picture that I have of one of my black widow spiders, and the day after one of her egg sacs uh, hatched, where there's like 200 little baby spiders all kind of hanging out. Woke up with a scorpion on your hand. Oh, that's fun. That's no fun. You just threw it across the room. You don't know where it went. Yeah, I think I'd do that if a scorpion was on my hand too. Rhonda's got a different approach with spiders in the houses. Yeah, I wouldn't mess around with a scorpion. If there was a scorpion in my house, I'd find it, get it out of there. They're good insect eaters though too, so I would try and capture it alive. Yeah, I don't know very many people that are fans of bed bugs. Never heard of a bed bug preservation society or anything like that. Learn to love the bed bugs. You woke up once with one in your mouth. Oh man. Yeah, that might freak me out. Haven't seen any flying roaches, but yeah, I can imagine that would be not a lot of fun. Your hubby's work, he deals with bed bugs daily. Oh man, that sounds like a an interesting job. Yeah, what do you do? What do you do for a living? I work with bed bugs. That's why I love these live streams because you never know what's going to go on. When I set up the live stream at the end at the beginning, it says, "Okay, and what are you going to talk? What's this live stream going to be about?" It's like I don't know. So I just leave that section blank. It goes in whatever direction you guys take it. It can go towards food, which we talk about a lot. TV shows, movies. For the most part, if it's something I'm interested in, I'll talk about it. Yeah, topic of the day: bed bugs. Maybe the final topic of the day too, because we're at 1 o'clock here now. I got to get out and do a vlog today, so this is my long weekend. So I've been kind of slacking a little bit, not necessarily doing 3 vlogs a weekend. So I'm getting to the point where I got 2 more in the can right now, but I want to start trying to get a little ahead of things. So I definitely want to do a vlog every day this week. So I think I'm going to end this live stream now and figure out what we're going to do for a vlog today, and we'll go from there. So thanks everyone for watching. This was a fun live stream. We'll talk to you later. Good night.